at 10 starts right now.
We start tonight with an update to breaking news about a frantic rescue effort on Lake Michigan. One person is dead and another in the hospital after being pulled from the water today. That emergency response, just one of dozens along the lakefront this summer.
And this week we have seen especially dangerous conditions out on Lake Michigan. ABC 7's Liz Nagy standing by the 12th Street beach where those swimmers, Liz, went missing this afternoon.
Ravi, tonight the wind has died down, and with it, so have the waves. But despite beautiful weather today, it was a dangerous day on Lake Michigan, one that proved far too intense for at least two swimmers who were pulled from the water despite warnings. Red flags flailed in the wind over 12th Street Beach, banishing would-be swimmers to the shoreline. But just out of sight of lifeguards on high alert, witnesses say two men jumped in. Pretty quickly, a young girl nearby heard,
"Someone's drowning. Someone's drowning," and then she just runs. We finally get lifeguards to come over. They save one person, but they can't find the other.
The Chicago Fire Department's Marine unit sped in. Helicopters hovered and rescue divers dove into Lake Michigan, desperately searching for the other man who'd gone under.
They took too long to go out there and rescue the person, and I should have went over there and rescued him myself. But they said, don't go in the water, don't go in the water.
Even the rescue boat bobbed violently on the waves. By the time rescuers pulled the second man from the water, it appeared to be too late. In these dangerous conditions, the founder of the Great Lakes Surf Rescue Project warns swimmers.
Flip over your back and float, keep your head above water, calm yourself down, and then follow a safe path out of the water.
According to data kept by the Great Lakes Surf Rescue Project, they say at least 39 people have drowned in Lake Michigan so far this summer. And they say those numbers tend to increase heading into late summer and early fall. That's why it is crucial people only swim on guarded beaches like this one and pay attention to flag warnings on the beach. We're live at 12th Street Beach tonight. Liz Nagy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Great advice, Liz. Thank you for that. Just 24 hours before that surge, a teenager also went missing in Lake Michigan, and crews are still looking for him tonight. This all happened in Northwest Indiana. The 17-year-old was seen near Beverly Shores during a beach day with his family. The water conditions have been too dangerous and crews for them to get into the water, so they've been searching along the shoreline.
All right, so let's get to meteorologist Cheryl Scott right now. Cheryl, we've been dealing with these dangerous swimming conditions for a couple of days now. Is the threat actually clearing up?
It is improving at this hour, but as we head into the next 24 to 48 hours, we're going to be in and out of these wave heights going up and down. Right now, they are relaxing, improving. You can see anywhere from about 1 to 3 foot waves being recorded currently. Winds backing off just a bit out of the north and east, still at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. The beach hazard statement that we had in effect has expired, but into the afternoon tomorrow, we'll start to see those winds shifting and then picking up in intensity out of the north and west. So high waves expected again overnight Thursday into Friday. We'll time this out, what to expect into the weekend coming up, guys.
Cheryl, thank you. Breaking tonight, police in southwest suburban Crest Hill have issued an arrest warrant for this woman. They are looking for Mary Beth Mosqueda, who's wanted for a hit-and-run crash in March, which killed 2 people. She's been charged with 2 counts of failure to report an accident involving injury or death. The 2 victims, 68-year-old Danny Cooper and 53-year-old Lori Cooper, were hit and killed while walking along Plainfield Road. Call the police if you have any information about Mosqueda's whereabouts.
New at 10 tonight, we're learning more about the bicyclist killed in a hit-and-run crash in Skokie. Carlos Medina's family says he was biking home from work last night when a driver hit him and kept going. ABC 7's Eric Hong speaking with Medina's loved ones and has their plea for justice.
Relatives of that victim say he worked as a CTA electrician and enjoyed riding his bicycle to work. He lived and grew up on this Logan Square block. His large, loving family now in mourning. For loved ones of Carlos Medina, his death doesn't seem real.
He's gone. I couldn't believe it, but I'm still shocked. I still can't believe it.
Medina's cousin, Junior Hernandez, among those devastated after the 37-year-old union electrician was struck and killed on his bicycle in Skokie, moments after leaving work at the nearby CTA maintenance facility near Oakton and Central Park.
He wanted to retire with CTA. He was just a good, hardworking guy. It's unbelievable. Unthinkable, unbelievable.
Skokie police say Medina was struck by this eastbound vehicle on Oakton, that driver remaining at the scene. But a second vehicle, dark in color, then also struck Medina, and police say that driver didn't stop.
Turn yourself in. Why would you leave? good, loving person.
To that person, I hope you find it in you to come forward. Take responsibility for what you did.
Medina lived on this Logan Square block where he grew up, the youngest of 8 siblings. Loved ones say he began working for CTA last January after training tirelessly.
When he told me he was joining the union, he was testing and reading books and going through like blueprints and stuff. I was proud of him.
Skokie police have not said exactly what led to the collision with that first vehicle that struck Medina. That driver remained at the scene and has not been charged. In Logan Square, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Just a heartbreaking story, Eric. Thank you. Sangamon County Sheriff Jack Campbell is responding tonight to calls from Governor Pritzker for him to resign. Now, this stems from last month's deadly shooting of Sonia Massey. She was killed by Deputy Sean Grayson when he went to her home to investigate a possible intruder. There have been questions raised about Grayson's work history, his discharge from the Army, and past DUI arrests. Today, Governor Pritzker said Sheriff Campbell has failed to explain how he ended up hiring Grayson.
He failed to put forward reforms that clearly need to be made, training and other reforms.
Campbell releasing a statement saying in part, quote, calls for my resignation are nothing more than political maneuvering during a tragic event and only hurt the good citizens of Sangamon County.
Multiple investigations are underway tonight over a video posted online of a Chicago police officer responding to a so-called street takeover. This happened earlier this week on the city's southwest side. In this video, it was shared on the Citizen app. Take a look here. You can see a car doing stunts. This is 59th and Pulaski. And then moments later, a CPD vehicle pulls up and it appears to show an officer waving a gun out the window. Now, Chicago police say they are conducting an internal investigation. The Civilian Office of Police Accountability, or COPA, says CPD's Bureau of Affairs has notified them of this incident and they are also investigating.
We are just 12 days away from the start of the Democratic National Convention here in Chicago, and tonight there are 2 virtual meetings to answer any questions for people living around the venues which they might have. There was one meeting for residents near the United Center and another for residents near McCormick Place. And today, the Democratic presidential and vice presidential nominees continued their multi-day blitz through the swing states. Vice President Kamala Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz visiting Wisconsin and Michigan. They spoke about what their future administration would value while also slamming former President Trump's record.
Donald Trump, he sees the world differently than we see it. He has no understanding of service because he's too busy servicing himself.
Strengthening our economy and building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency. Coach Walz and I know when America's middle class is strong, America is strong.
Harris and Walz have another campaign event in Michigan tomorrow. They head to Arizona and Nevada later on this week.
And Republican Vice Presidential candidate J.D. Vance also making a stop in battleground Wisconsin tonight. Vance speaking to reporters at a manufacturing company in Eau Claire at the same time as Harris and Walz were stopping by. He responded to criticism from some Democrats that he and former President Trump are, quote, weird.
If they want to call me weird, like I've got my wife here, I've got 3 beautiful kids at home. I'm a normal guy who wants to live the American dream and wants all of you and your kids to be able to live the American dream.
Mr. Vance later stopped at an ice cream shop to meet the voters there.
A suburban Little League team is making Chicago proud tonight after punching their ticket